Hey guys, my name is Haley Post, and I am so excited to help you find your fit. I am a big believer in physical activity and fitness. However, I know that looks different for everybody based on their interests and needs. We are going to be touring local fitness facilities where they are going to put me to the test to help you guys find your fit. Stay tuned. Hey guys, it's Haley and we're back. This week's episode, we are here at Forge Training Center with Rowan. I am all suited up in my gi and we are going to get to know a little bit about Forge Training Center. So here's Rowan. Hi, Rowan.
Hi, how are you, Haley?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Good, thanks.
So why don't you tell us what Forge Training Center is all about?
Okay, Forge Training Center is a martial arts gym. Our focus is on modern martial arts, being Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and mixed martial arts. Now, mixed martial arts is an integration of a lot of different sports: wrestling, boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, Judo. Everybody's going to have their own specialization, and yeah, so we come here, we train in these different disciplines, and we have classes geared to the public to show them how to kickbox, show them how to do jiu-jitsu. And my specialty being Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I've been doing it for almost 25 years now.
Amazing.
So that's kind of our niche here at Forge, is our jiu-jitsu program.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what made you get into jiu-jitsu 25 years ago?
I saw the first UFC, so I saw Hoist Gracie beat a bunch of larger, stronger opponents, and I was like, somebody kill this guy. Like, what am I seeing here, right? And then I watched him, and then I started following him very closely, and I started to understand what he was doing, how he was using his hands and legs together at the same time to gain leverage and position over his opponents, and right away I was hooked. I was like, I got to learn how to do this. You know, I was, I like a lot of people that come to this gym, I was the youngest sibling. You know, I definitely caught a couple beatings from my older brother, and you know, growing up, you know, not excessively bullied, but definitely, you know, pushed around, and I carried that around with me, and being able to fight is a really important skill. Lets you stand up for yourself in this world, and being able to pass that knowledge on to especially women and kids.
Yes.
Or, you know, men who might feel intimidated on their job site, or whatever it is, right? Giving them that confidence that if push comes to shove, they'll be able to handle themselves, right? Not necessarily, you know, drop somebody in a fight, but they can defend themselves.
Yes.
and they'll know what to do, right? So they don't have to be, that fear of the unknown is gone now, and they can sort of live their life and
Feel safe.
In a safer way, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. So you got into it 25 years ago for those reasons, which is awesome. And then what did you have to do to start training? Like, was there a facility there for you? Did you have a trainer? What kind of things did you go through to become where you are now?
Okay, so I started in the mid-90s, and back then there was not a lot of training opportunities. It was more like fight gyms, right? Just kind of people getting together, and they're like, let's kind of mimic this thing that we see, you know, going on TV. But I was actually fortunate when I first started training. I moved to Hamilton, and I started training with a high-level guy named Jeff Joslin, who actually fought in the UFC and was a Pan American Jiu-Jitsu champion. So I got exposed to that high level right away, and I competed a lot myself in Jiu-Jitsu, and we had a rich culture there in Hamilton. And then I carried that on. I moved all over Canada to the East Coast, and now back to Southern Ontario, and I lived in London for a number of years, training out of Adrenaline Training Center, which you know, had a number of high-level athletes, Mark Hominick, Sam Stout, Chris Clements, all guys that had fought in the UFC, and so, you know, I got to get exposed to that level of martial arts, and really learn how it's done at the highest level.
So you've competed yourself?
Yes, yeah, hundreds of jiu-jitsu matches, which would be like a grappling only. That was where I first got started, and I had success there. I competed against some good guys. The Pan American Games, I competed in California for a couple of years, and I didn't win, but I went against the first place winner every time. And so the guys who beat me out, I knew I was close, right? I knew I was close. I'd also beaten some UFC veterans in grappling matches and stuff, so I knew I knew my level was good.
Yes.
Right? So that was how I got my start, and
Amazing.
I was just a driven person. I was an athlete when I was younger. I competed in cycling races. I knew what hard work was about and what it took. And then I had some other guys around me that also had similar dreams and aspirations. So we rode that wave together and took it as far as we could.
Awesome.
And just like Hoist, I wanted to eventually take my jiu-jitsu and compete in MMA, and I did.
Awesome.
6 submission victories I had. So
wow.
I was able to carry that flag of jiu-jitsu into mixed martial arts, and kind of similar to Hoist, have some success in mixed martial arts that way.
That's awesome. So do you still compete to this day?
No, not anymore.
Okay.
No, I'm 45 now, and
Passing it on to...
Yes, passing it on to future generations
Awesome.
now. Yeah, that's coaching is definitely where it's at.
Yes, let's talk a little bit about that. So what kind of programs and things do you offer here?
Okay.
For people who have never heard of Forge Training Center,
Right.
what would they come to you for?
Well, if they want to learn how to fight, right, that would be the number one thing.
Yep.
If you want to learn how to fight and you're interested in combat sports, come and see me.
Perfect.
Right, because you got to know, in order to fight, like really fight, you got to know all the different aspects of fighting, right? You got to know the boxing. You got to know, and where I've kind of specialized is bringing all those sports together. You have excellent trainers in all the different disciplines, right? But it's tricky to coordinate all those things together, right? What do you place the emphasis on?
Oh, I can't imagine.
It depends who you're going against, right? It depends what your opponent's strengths and weaknesses are, and what strengths you want to bring forward into the fight. So being able to make that call, that's a tricky thing to do.
Yeah.
That being said, I think I've trained enough and I'm experienced enough that I'm qualified to make that call.
For sure. Wow, sounds like it to me. So what kind of, if I were to come and say, I want to sign up, what would I be signing up for? Do you do classes? Do you do sessions? Is it one-on-one? Is it group settings? What would the viewers expect to see?
So I've done some group settings. I've had some people approach me and say, hey, there's me and my 10 friends and we want to do a class together. And I say, fine. Let's make that happen, right?
Awesome.
So we have a big gym area. I have 2 gym spaces, 2 rooms to use. So we got lots of space. Thank you. Yeah, we got lots of space to work something like that. Private lessons is a big business. People coming, they want to have like a one-on-one experience where I spell it out, and show them exactly what's going on. They're not comfortable maybe in a group setting, right?
Yep.
The classes are the most popular and the most cost-effective way to come and learn the sport, right? And you get to meet a bunch of friends, people, you all got something in common, right?
Community.
Exactly, right? Yeah, and you have this bond that ties, right? You all appreciate the art of whatever it is.
Yep.
And you come together that way and you work hard and train and it's fun.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, well, when we come back, we're going to do some one-on-one. All right, guys, it's Haley. We are back at Forge Training Center with Rowan. We just talked to him about what Forge Training Center had to offer, and now he's going to put me to the test. Not really sure about this, but we're going to go with it. Okay, so what are we starting with?
Okay, first we're going to start with a break fall. That is how to fall down. Being able to fall down properly is extremely important. It's actually one of the most important aspects of self-defense. Because if you don't fall properly, you can hurt yourself in a number of ways.
Makes sense.
Yep. So we're going to sit on our bums.
Okay.
Here, and we're just going to practice a break fall. We're going to tuck our chin, cross our hands. Now, as our back hits the ground, we're going to high five the mats at the same time as our back hits, okay?
Okay.
So back we go. Sit back up, and 2. We'll do it 4 times, 3. And last one, 4. Okay, so.
That feels nice, actually.
These nice mats.
Yeah.
To Tommy's.
I was gonna say.
Now, when we stand up, we want to stand up in such a way that we protect ourselves. So we're going to put one foot up, and then we're going to put opposite side hand on the ground. put your elbow on top of your knee there, which would protect against any potential kicks or punches, all right? Now, I pick your bum up in the air, and I'm gonna bring this foot underneath. Very good, stand up, and we could successfully stood up in such a way that we could defend ourselves, okay?
Yes.
So, let's go back down on the ground. This time we're gonna do a break fall from standing. So we're gonna do it the very same way. We're gonna cross our arms, tuck our chin, then we're gonna gently lower our bum to the ground. Here like this. Break fall.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't going.
Bend down slow.
Bend down slow.
Yeah. Bam, there you go. And you sit back up, and we're gonna do our technical stand up, moving backwards in such a way that we can protect ourselves.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
So you could put this into immediate application if you're on your back right now. So
go there.
Yeah, go there, please.
On the back.
Now, if you imagine that I'm your attacker and I was trying to kick you or hurt you, get your feet on me, right? So put the palms of your feet on my legs.
Okay.
Square your body up. That's it. Now, if I tried to grab you, you could push me with your feet. Make some space. Okay. You'd sit up on one hand. 1 foot.
Do this.
That's it.
And I'm away.
You're away. You can run away, you can fight, you can do whatever it is you have to do, right?
Awesome.
So that's an example of
application
of break fall and a standing base as a way to help protect yourself.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So can I teach you another technique?
Yes. That's what we're here for.
Okay. So this technique is another warm-up technique that's going to help you with your jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is sit on your bum.
I like all the sitting. So far.
And you're going to do a backwards roll. So you're going to bring your legs and bum up in the air, and you're going to roll over your shoulders. You're going to bring your head to one side. We're just going to do it slowly because this is the first time we've done a back roll.
It is, yes.
So lay down onto your back. Okay, bring your head to one side.
Okay.
And bring your legs up. Legs up high in the air.
Okay.
Higher. And over the shoulders. Perfect.
Like that.
Backwards roll.
How do you land? You look more.
Well, I've done it more times. Yeah.
Do you land on your knees though?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you how to do a graceful front roll.
Okay.
Okay. So what I do is I put my shoulder on the ground, and I roll forward, and I tuck my one leg underneath me as I come forward like that.
So starting on my knees.
That's it.
Okay.
Put your shoulder on the ground, tuck your chin,
Okay.
bum up high in the air, kick over, and there you go.
Am I so
That's pretty
great?
good. So being able to flop around on the ground in such a way that you're comfortable is an important part of jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is a ground-based martial art.
Yeah.
So getting these kind of basic techniques down is an important part of everyone's development, especially when they're new. So let's do another technique here. This is called a mount escape. So the mount position is when somebody's basically straddling you, sitting on top of your stomach. And if you have a big brother, they probably pinned your arms down and like dangled goobers in your face or slapped your face or something. Well, like I'm a youngest, right? So this is all very important to me, right? And important to teach my students this stuff so that you can defend themselves against their older brother. So I'll just have you lay down on your back here.
Does it matter which way I face?
No, not really. Just lie on your back.
On my back.
All right, so we're gonna get into the big brother pin down here.
Okay.
Sitting right on your belly, and they're probably holding your hand, smack, smack, smack. So this is the position that you want to get out of.
For sure.
Okay. So what you're gonna do to get out of this is you're gonna control my one arm. You're gonna pull it in tight to your chest.
Okay.
And then your foot is gonna block my foot on the same side.
Okay.
And you're gonna do what's called the upa escape.
Upa. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm pulling in.
You're gonna do two arms are gonna grab my one arm, pull it into the middle of your chest.
Okay.
That's it. Now this foot is gonna come up and surround my ankle and put your foot flat on the ground. Yep. Knee pointing up. There it is. That's it.
Okay.
Now bring your other foot up close to your bum,
Yep.
and you're gonna use your feet as pushers to lift your hips up into the air, and then you're gonna roll to the side of the trapped arm and leg.
Okay.
So hips up and roll.
Roll.
This way.
That way. Okay.
And now you're on top, right?
Cool. I would have absolutely no idea How do you do that? That's neat.
So now you're in what's called my guard position.
Yes.
And I have techniques that I can do to you.
I was just going to say, this doesn't feel very strong. Like the way that you are, I feel like you could definitely.
There's things I could do from here, right? And especially in jiu-jitsu, this is where jiu-jitsu separates itself from other grappling-based martial arts.
Okay.
And that jiu-jitsu athletes are very good off their back.
Right.
And I can coordinate my hands and feet to do a variety of different techniques.
Wow.
So that I can get back on top.
Right.
Or I could submit you, I could choke, arm bar, knee bar, different techniques. What is an arm bar? That's a very good question.
I feel like I hear this a lot, so.
So an arm bar can be done from mount position, where I am right here.
Yep.
I could bring your one arm up, step over top of your head, sit my bum down, and hyperextend your elbow here like
Oh,
that.
that's not comfortable.
So that'd be an arm bar from mount position. If you come up on your knees again, so under the guard position that you ended up in.
Okay.
Come into my guard.
Yep.
I'm just gonna wrap my legs around here. Bring your knees up close to my hips, knees on the ground.
Okay.
And sit your bum down a little more. There, a little more comfy.
Yep.
So here's an arm bar from the bottom of the guard. Here, here. And again, I'm gonna hyperextend your elbow from that position. And you would show submission by tapping there.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, because you don't want to hurt your arm, right?
Right.
So that's an example of an arm bar from guard. This is just the straight arm bar from guard here. Now if you pull your arm out, pull your arm out there,
Yep.
pull it right out, I can go to a new arm bar called the omoplata, which I actually hit in a mixed martial arts fight of mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't feel amazing, but.
No, it's a shoulder lock.
I'm just gonna say my shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can definitely see why that.
So understanding how this game is played is jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah.
And different levels of sophistication depending on how long you've done it for, how seriously you take it.
Right.
People who are just kind of casual come in once in a while, their game doesn't develop that much, but so what, right? There's a lot of, hockey players that go and play hockey once a week. They're not trying to get in the NHL, they're just trying to stay in shape and do something, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's, the majority of the people that come here and train at Forge are people with regular lives, kids, jobs, they can't be landing on their head or getting injured, right? So it's a sport that you can do casually.
Yes.
Anybody can do jiu-jitsu,
Yes.
right?
Well,
Where
I never have, and I just did, so.
there you go. But it's a sport that can be done relatively low impact. And jiu-jitsu's unique in that it can be marketed to the public as a recreational sport. It's also a very important part of any serious professional athlete's mixed martial arts pursuits.
Right. That's awesome. All right, guys, when we come back, we're going to talk more with Rowan. All right, it's Haley. We are back. So we just learned about what an armbar was, and now I guess I get to do one.
Yes, very exciting. Okay, so in order to do this armbar, I'm going to have you do it from closed guard, which means you're on your back,
Right.
and you have your feet crisscrossed behind my waist.
Okay.
So I'm in your guard here in this position,
Yeah.
okay? So from here, what you're going to do is isolate one of my arms. So you're going to come underneath, grab my arm. Now your other hand grabs that arm. You're going to pull it tight to your chest. Now you're going to put that same side foot in my hip. Your other leg comes up high on my back and pinch down. Now you're going to bring your head to the side, okay? And now you're going to bring this leg over top of my head. Don't cross your feet. Hit your heels towards your bum, okay? Both hands to my wrist, and then lift your hips up in the air slowly. And when I tap, I'm signaling that you hyperextended my elbow, and please stop.
And I won, right?
Yeah, basically it's like you're saying uncle, right? It's like you won that match, we would slap bump, and then we would continue our match. Now it would be like the sport of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Right.
Now, there's a couple of different veins of Jiu-Jitsu, a couple of different schools of thought. There's the sporting aspect, which is no striking, right? It's a grappling competition. We're using our gis and techniques to try and subdue one another and submit one another. And Then there's the other school of thought, which is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a self-defense system developed by the Gracies in Brazil, and you want to get to positions that would be conducive to winning a street fight.
Right.
Okay? So this next technique that we're going to do is more of a self-defense style technique.
Yeah.
So let's say the situation is you're flat on your back, I'm on top, and I'm looking to do damage to you. Okay?
Yes.
First thing you want to do is bring your feet up, get the bottoms of your feet on me.
Okay.
These are your big pushers, right? You can imagine like a leg press.
Try to do away.
Exactly. You can lift a lot of weight this way. Now let's say I'm a determined attacker and I want to strike your face.
Yeah.
What you would do from here is lift your hips up into the air, right? Which it's basically putting your body between me and your face, right? You can more easily defend yourself in this position.
Yeah.
Now, once I get close enough and you can grab one of my ankles, right? Okay, now you're gonna drop your hips down to the ground, and this foot is gonna come behind my foot, right? You wanna use the instep of your foot behind my Achilles tendon, hold my ankle tight, and this is your pusher. Give me a push, down I go. You would sit up and do your stand base technique that we practiced earlier. Get a run away, beat me up, whatever it is that you want to do from that situation, okay?
That's awesome.
So that's more of a self-defense style technique, right?
Yeah.
So I try to cover both in all my classes. You know, I'll be like, guys, these are simple techniques, but these are the important ones that you need to know for a self-defense situation. These are things that you can teach your sister, show your girlfriend, teach, you know, whatever this situation is, right? Basically, how a smaller person can defend himself against a bigger person.
Perfect.
And that was, you know, that was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for most of its inception, right? When it started in Brazil. Helio Gracie, who is kind of given credit for developing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu into most of what it is today. He was a 135-pound man.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was saying, you know, like I've studied all these martial arts, but against a bigger, stronger guy, none of them work. Right?
So
he made Jiu-Jitsu work for him.
That's awesome.
And then big tough guys started using it to compete against each other.
That's awesome.
So
that's the self-defense side, and then the sports side is more the stuff you see on TV kind of thing?
Exactly,
Okay.
yeah, like just higher level techniques. And you know, being done by high-level athletes as well, right?
Why don't we see something fun to end?
Sure. What I'll do is I'll do a takedown here. This is a hip toss that I recently kind of grooved really well, and I'll do a little demonstration.
On me, okay.
Actually, I used to do this throw. I used to kind of lift the person up on my back like this, and recently I've changed it a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna just keep my hip just in front of your hip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my leg just underneath your knee, and I'm gonna scoop you up, and I'm gonna toss you on your back here.
Awesome.
There you go.
Perfect.
Now from here, maybe I could step over top and finish with an arm bar.
Yeah.
So, a lot of different ways that we can play that out.
That's awesome. Okay, well, I definitely have never had anything like that happen to me before, but I had a lot of fun and I actually learned a lot being here at Forge Training Center with Rowan. It was really, really fun, so thanks for having us.
Thank you.
If anybody wants to reach out to Rowan or Forge Training Center, they can be reached at
www.forgetrainingcenter.com, or just come to our gym at 1880 London Line in Sarnia, Ontario. Love to meet you. Love to tell you all about our gym and our programs.
Awesome. Okay, thanks so much for having me again. We'll see you next week on Find Your Fit.